Go ahead. Just start.
Just start it.
Oh, just started?
Just go.
Hello guys, welcome to Film Shilm. This is episode number 2.
Yeah.
We are reviewing, what's the title of the movie?
We are not reviewing anything.
We're not,
We're talking about...
we're talking.
We just watched... Well, you didn't just... Me and Hussain just watched
Last
the
night.
assassination
Together.
of
Can
Jesse
you remember
James
the name?
by the coward
Robert Ford.
Robert
Mashallah.
Ford.
Congratulations,
Hell
guys.
yeah.
They finally remembered
All right,
the
everybody,
name.
we're done.
This is the third take we've done of this intro.
But
Guys, but I've heard some rumors.
What? Oh my God. This is...
Some say
Oh my God.
Mahir accidentally walked into a neighboring country and started an international conflict.
Did you? Did you? I don't want to entertain this.
And some say Hussain's currently commando. But I'm pretty sure those are just rumors.
I can attest. Hussain is currently commando.
Okay. So the assassination of...
Jesse.
Can I just call it that? Let's just call it the
Let's call
assassination
it
of Jesse
the
James.
Jesse James movie.
No,
Jesse
the
James.
The
assassination of Jesse
Adventures
James.
of Jesse James.
Nope, that did not happen.
No, I mean he had.
Jesse
Okay.
James is my friend.
Okay, let's, on a serious note, let's, initial thoughts. Initial thoughts, first off.
Ali gave us the movie as we mentioned last week. We're going to watch this next week.
Yeah,
Sam and
yeah.
I and all our great wisdom.
We had 1 week.
We
to
decided that we're not going to utilize our week. Last night
Yes.
at 12 a.m.
This was
Hussain
basically
asked me,
12 hours ago.
12 hours ago, Hussain texted me that he hasn't seen the film.
Okay.
I said, I haven't seen the film. And the last thing Ali said to us before he went to sleep, he goes to sleep at like 11 or something. And he was like, everybody be on time tomorrow. And
No one was on
Hussain
time.
mentioned having not seen the film or just alluded to not seeing the film on the group chat. And Ali lost his shit and nobody replied. Because we were too scared. And Hussain just texted me like, let's watch it together. And we spent...
Wait, what do you
Brad
mean
Pitt-
we were watching?
We
So
didn't finish that
Hussain
story.
and I, we watched the movie last night. We started watching it at 12 a.m. and we finished it at 3. And Hussain in the middle, bless his soul, fell asleep.
Twice.
What? Twice.
Twice.
And I paused. We were on Discord watching, streaming it. And I paused. Because Hussain, while he's watching a movie, he makes noises. Like he'll be like,
He does.
He reacts, you know, he's a vocal reactor.
Right.
And
Vocal
at
man.
one point, after a while, there was silence. And I could hear the sound of the stream through his mic, so I knew the mic was unmuted. So I paused the film.
Yeah.
And I asked, Hussain, are you there? Silence. And I can hear my voice back a little muffled, you know? So again, I know the mic's on.
Yeah.
He can hear me. Hussain, are you there? Silence. And I realize he's gone to sleep. After like, and I just like,
You
I'm not
fell
gonna...
asleep during the movie?
Fell
Listen, can you
asleep
blame him?
Twice.
Damn, it's 2 hours and 40 minutes long. You're right. You're right. At midnight, too.
2 a.m.
Oh my
And
god.
I was like, I'm not gonna wait for him to wake up, nor am I gonna wake him up. I'm gonna continue watching.
Oh, you're so
Because
sweet.
because I was like,
He missed part of the
know.
movie.
I don't even know how much he missed because when after a while Hussain
We're gonna
reacted
figure
to
out how much
something.
I missed.
He
right
reacted
now.
to something and I paused and I asked him, Hussain, did you fall asleep? And his reaction was, he says, I think so.
Oh my god, I have clips. He's gonna go like,
He said,
This
I think I
halfway
did.
through, I'm just gonna cut to like a point where
I
when
think, and I said to him, at what
wait,
point?
I need to. No,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
give you the reference. So at one point, the part where Jesse James actually gets shot, I
You
go
woke up
middle-
during that
I
part.
No, I get up middle of.
That's the end of the movie.
I get up in the middle. I'm like, mine's like, how much you missed? I'm like, I didn't miss a lot. Just tell me one thing. Whose house are they in right now?
Oh my God!
And then he goes, they're in Jesse. I was like, oh shit, never mind.
No, and then I asked him, Hussain, what was the last thing you remember? He says, I don't want to say.
Oh my god.
And he didn't say. So I don't know at what point he fell asleep.
We're gonna see. I did make notes. I don't know what I made notes on. I did make notes. Apparently,
Okay.
I sleep talk, and now I think I sleep right as well. But like, we'll see. I enjoyed like. Yes, one thing. Okay, fine. Yes, if you're not an American and you watch this movie and you've not grown up in the States, you were very lost as to who these people are. You were very lost as to why he's so famous. You eventually figure out he is. Like, they sort of portray him as this kind of Robin Hood kind of guy. But like, again, first of all, I was super sleepy, but even if I wasn't, it's very dry if you don't know who these people are. You don't know the lore
right,
behind
yeah.
it. So you're just like, why am I sitting through a 2.5 hour Western about people I don't know, but they're glorifying someone I've never heard about?
And mind you,
You know?
glorifying somebody who's never heard the legend of Jesse James. I came in blind.
Yes.
Did you come in blind? You had a little bit of info on it, right?
Like a little bit. I'd heard there's a show I watched, Timeless, great show. Everyone used to watch it. But in that they mentioned there's a thing about, I'm not going to give spoilers, there's a thing about Jesse James. So I
Alright.
kind of knew, but I didn't know he was famous. I didn't
So-
know that more people, like they say something in the movie where they're like, Jesse James is more famous than the president of the United States or something.
Yeah, they said something like that.
Like that he has comic books. I didn't know he was that famous.
Yeah, again, that was a shocker to me, especially because when you watch the film, there was nothing heroic or nice about this character. He was an awful person. Anyways,
So yeah.
so what other points did you have?
Oh, okay. No, we're.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. Actually, I can start from the beginning. So,
Yes.
all the characters are introduced right now. You've seen Robert try to both the Ford brothers. He's infatuated with both of them. Sorry,
the James
the Robert
brothers.
Ford is the James brothers. He's infatuated with both of them.
A lot
Like,
of
he
America
starts-
is.
I'm
A
your
lot of
number
America
one
loves
fan.
them.
Well, you saw how infatuated
He's like a little fanboy.
He's a little
Robert Ford
creep.
is.
That I actually in
So-
my notes I have the word Bob Ford equals creep.
Bob Ford
because
equals creep.
the first thing I was
I'm
like,
pretty sure that's because of his teeth. If
No,
his
it's not
teeth
because-
weren't crooked,
His teeth were kind of. It felt like there were too many of them. Do you know what I mean?
my issue. No.
it's got to be veneers
Can I
or
tell you?
something.
Can I
right?
tell you something? My issue is, what's his name? Brad Pitt's teeth were too clean.
For Dad's mother.
For just that exactly. It was like Bob Ford had the right amount of teeth, like the right.
Yeah,
like,
there's like the
Grimy.
grimy.
Not Robert. Jesse James's teeth were too pretty.
I feel like that adds to his legend. So I want to bring this up, yeah, because it should be brought up right as we start the discussion.
Okay.
Is that fundamentally this is like a genre bent. It takes the classic Western
Yeah.
and challenges what it means, because Jesse James at this point in time is a living legend.
Yeah.
Right? There is the man, the myth, and the man himself. Right? I guess in Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'm gonna bring that up again later on in the discussion. In Red Dead Redemption 2, there's a line that one of the main characters says to the actual main character, the protagonist that you play as, is that you're a very short tree that casts a very tall shadow. Okay? And the protagonist never understands that throughout the entire game. He never understands that. But that saying in itself, I feel like works so well in this
For
film
Jesse James, yeah.
for Jesse James, because fundamentally, right, it's the man who is inherently flawed. He's a flawed character. He and throughout the film you get to
Flawed is an
see
understatement.
how he approaches his flaws, right? But then there's
That's how he approaches his flaws. He just shoots them dead.
but then there's the legend, right? The myth,
Yeah.
where he
The
so-
one that Bob Ford looked up to.
because of all the books he tells them, these are
These are
lies.
lies.
I think I think America at that time had. I think people in general have this attraction to the criminal. I think something about that era. They loved the Robin Hood. Even if they weren't Robin Hood types, Jesse James is not a Robin Hood type.
I guess
He's
it's
a pretty horrible person
Like it's
in this movie.
It's all pre-internet, pre-cable, at home, at home
It's a
entertainment.
lot of
right?
folklore, legends.
Exactly.
mouth
It's easy to
mouth.
sensationalize at that point because it's easy to become a myth at that point. Right now, we can easily do our research. Like, this guy's a load of crap.
Also, at the time, mind you, at the time, this was the idea of standing up to the man
Yes,
is
the
what
government.
America is all about.
1882. Yeah.
Right? You've had your Civil War, you've had your War of Independence. It's all about sticking it to the man. And who better to stick it to the man than
Then
criminals?
and that's another thing I was.
And the way
Laws,
they
yeah.
sympathize those criminals, or they sort of like make the criminals be like, well, they're not pure criminals, they are good criminals, is by the giving back
I
to the
think-
poor.
Yeah. Okay. I already mentioned Red Dead Redemption 2, and let's start getting into the clips and everything. Do you guys remember this scene right at the beginning of the movie?
Oh,
This shot
This
right here.
one, this
yes,
shot.
this was so
This shot
sexy.
was something me and Hussain
We loved.
particularly enjoyed, especially when through the trees
Loved this
you see
scene.
the
Yeah, see
lighting.
the people
I hope
coming
that,
in.
shows up that scene. Through the lighting, through the trees, you see the light of the train fall upon those bandits. Right?
Okay.
I really enjoyed that, and I like how you see Jesse stand up on the railroad and stare into the darkness. And it's completely pitch black. And then right from the corner, you see.
And then you
a
see the
light
train
fading.
turn around.
This
Beautiful.
is
So-
hardcore Red Dead.
This is you saw how deep the blacks were, and you saw the shot by shot of
Very
the
nice
of the
contrast.
lights coming in, the
Yeah.
lights peering through the smoke. I wish I could show you both of these clips by side to side, but they're both 5 minutes long each, and I don't want to be stuck 10 minutes
Yeah, no, I
into this one because it takes very long time for the train to stop. So this is the movie.
Right.
This is the video game Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah,
This is Arthur Morgan
that's pretty hot.
stopping a train and doing the exact same thing.
This video is
That's why I
sponsored by
recommend-
Red
that's-
Dead Redemption.
no,
And
it's not.
actually, he might be onto something because now you've just made some click.
So
Do
you
I
got-
mention it now? Or do I mention it when we get to that
imagine,
point?
jot it down,
I'll jot it
and then
down.
we'll talk about it in a bit. So,
I'm
and
down.
in Red Dead,
Holy shit, I don't. wanna
okay,
do that, sorry.
between transition scenes,
Mm-hmm.
you have this warping, chromatic aberration
Right,
thing, and that happens throughout the film at multiple
it's
different
mostly,
instances.
it's mostly this shot of this, when the camera distorts into this sort of fisheye lens kind of thing going. It happens during the narrations.
Yeah, it's a transitional. It's
You know,
it's,
it's
a
during the
montage types.
exposition scene. I
Exactly,
feel
where
like.
when the narrator comes in and talks about it. And I read up on what Deacon's thought about what he wanted to do with these shots at this point, and he was like, "Yeah, I put it in because I wanted something visually captivating, and not to give that nostalgic feel, but something visually captivating throughout these voiceover shots between segments." So exactly. So now what I'm scared of, if I want to ever implement this in one of my films, if I do it, how do I get past the barrier of, am I just paying homage to Roger Deakins, or am I deliberate in my use of this?
Like, it has to serve a purpose.
Exactly, right?
You know, here it serves the purpose.
Does it have to serve?
Of course it
Of
does.
course.
Every
Why can't you
choice
just do it
make-
because you like it? Why can't you
Well,
do
you
it?
can.
You can
You
look
don't
the
have
fact
to
that
do
they
it
did it
because
you
you're
like it.
paying an homage. You just do it because hey, this is
No,
the this.
you can. But again, 90% of the time, you have to ask yourself, how does this add to the story? Anytime you take a deliberate choice, how does this add to the story? Like when we were talking about 12 Angry Men, you were asking, we were talking about how everything is deliberate. It's all staged in that way, right?
This is why I can never
It
be a
all
director.
adds to the story, right? If you're watching a film and there's a random shot where it's just a lingering shot of a guy just sitting, and it's just a shot.
I
of
get
him,
it. I get it.
And
I
you,
get
as an audience member, thinking nothing's happening.
it. So it must
Nothing is
mean
happening."
something.
But it means something.
I get it. I get it.
You're supposed to focus on what this character
get it.
is. You're supposed to wonder, what is he thinking,
That's pretty cool.
right? It's all
Right
there's
now,
no
he's,
accidental
he's,
shot.
He's thinking about food. That's what he's
You?
thinking about. No, the character.
The character's
He's
thinking
thinking
about
about food.
right. And so yeah, like shots like that, the purpose they serve, the reason that shot is usually only reserved for when there's exposition being or narration being given.
Okay,
If you notice, it wasn't throughout the movie,
that's true. Thank
right?
God.
It was there during the exposition or
That's
narration
true.
scene.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Almost like you're sort of looking at it from now. The narration was sort of like reading a document
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
a transcription of the events that has taken place. So you're now looking at it from a different lens. Do you get it?
I do. I
So
do.
That brings up to my next salient point throughout the entire thing. We've already mentioned like 2 or 3 times
Yeah.
that this is a slow film. It's a very slow burn onto what it's doing.
Yeah.
Could you make the argument, and I will because everyone says it anyway, that this functions as a visual biography? Like it's
Oh,
like a book.
definitely.
It's
No,
like a
it
book.
definitely
My
is.
God.
It felt like a story of Robert. It's a specific event of Robert Ford. you know?
Right.
And the lead up to it. It didn't focus on. It assumes you know who Jesse James is. It assumes you know about the aftermath.
Right.
It assumes you know about the James brothers and all this stuff. Like at one point, I had to pause and I had to ask him who were the Pinkertons, right? Because I had no
You
idea.
don't know the Pinkertons?
I didn't know. I mean, I'm not very well read on
The
that.
Pinkerton agency.
Yeah, he told me they're the first detective agency of.
Okay, detective's a bit of a push.
No, so they were the first
I-
private law enforcement agency. They served multiple roles. They did everything from corporate. They still exist today.
Yeah, it's a local private army. You know Hasbro sent them after people?
Hasbro.
Hasbro?
The toy company?
Yes!
They thwarted an assassination attempt against Abraham Lincoln, the first one, not the one where he died, because they didn't thwart that. 'cause he died.
Because he died.
But they did thwart, and then
So
he
wait,
was-
they have a 50% failure rate?
If you look at it that way.
I don't know. All I'm saying is they're pretty famous. They were good at what they, and yeah, they used them as like breaking up strikes, like union busting. They were basically hired guns, but it's nicer to say private detective
Right,
agency.
they're
It
hired
sounds a little
Yeah, because then
fancier.
the Pinkertons might come after us.
I had one.
Do you have a point to make, or I
I
want to
did
share
have a
another
point
clip?
to make, and I want to come to our favorite scene.
Oh.
So Hussain and I decided this was a scene that we replayed 4 times.
Oh my God.
Because we enjoyed it so much.
And I have
4 times
points.
we replayed it, and
Actually,
we
hold on.
observed different things each time we watched
Yes.
it. We counted the amount of the number of shots.
You know, it's the main shoot.
It's the showdown between Wood
Woods
Height,
and Dick?
Wood Height and Dick Little.
Yeah.
In the bedroom.
Dick Little.
Dick Little.
Okay,
And
but speaking of, let's watch that clip right here. You guys won't be able to hear it.
I'm so glad you clipped it, by the way.
I know. He knew. Yeah.
I love how Charlie just jumps out the
Why?
window.
I swear to God, I was like, why
Right
are
in
you
the
shooting
beginning.
it?
Right,
Why
he just
shoot
did
at
that.
him?
Just go.
Oh, my back hurts looking at that. These guys are really bad at their job.
So,
No, hang on, hang on.
I'm gonna.
You made a good point about that.
Oh, I think it's not the whole fight.
First thing you're saying, where like, oh, they suck at their job. It's really interesting. People think it's really easy to just shoot someone. I mean, I'm not speaking from personal experience. I haven't shot anyone. But it is difficult. And a good representation of this is the El Camino movie.
Yeah.
So in that, you see the scene where Jesse's having a showdown with I forget the guy's name.
Todd?
The bad guy at the end. No, not the bad guy at the end.
Alright,
where it's like he's got one gun and have you seen
but
El
the one
Camino?
in his-
the pocket.
in his, yeah.
So after he shoots him, then he starts shooting the other guy, but they're not that far off, but he misses every single shot. And it just goes to show in a high stress, high adrenaline environment, your hand, like it is like your mind is going at 1,000 miles an hour. You can't really think straight. So even though it seems
These two
that
are locked in,
that's
though.
the point, but that's you see.
Bop.
Yeah, but
Bop.
again,
Oh, this guy's
but that's the whole point where it's really difficult to even just
So you're saying this is a realistic representation?
it is probably a very realistic representation. And again, by the way, these guys when they're shooting, I mean he's coming at it with a lot of emotion. He's coming at it with a lot. The dude slept with his stepmom,
Yeah.
so he's coming at it with a bit of emotion. So
But when Jeremy Renner walks into the house and
Yeah.
has like ice
yeah,
in his
yeah,
beard,
yeah.
Loved it.
So
But, yeah, go on.
I think it's a very good representation, a realistic representation of this is what an out of the box, no one was expecting this to happen, just gunfight between two people. Second thing, why I asked how many shots were fired, it's an interesting thing. So they fired, each person fired six
Six
bullets.
shots. Yeah, we
Now the
counted.
guy in the
so
bed.
even if Woods wanted to execute him, it wouldn't have
No, they
counted.
ran out of bullets. But so the point I'm getting at is, which is interesting, the dude in the bed, he fired 6 shots, which is fine. But I think whoever their armorer or whoever their guy who taught them like, gun stuff or whatever, I think he messed up a little bit because with Jeremy Renner's character, he should have ideally have only fired 5 shots. Why I say this, old revolvers like this, all these old revolvers prior to the mid 1900s, they had no inbuilt safeties. So
Yeah.
the basic concept is there's a hammer, you pull back, and there's a firing pin at the end of the hammer. And when you pull the trigger, the hammer goes forward and the firing pin strikes the primer on the case and that ignites the bullet. And in the olden days, how all cowboys, cavalry guys, anyone who used to walk or ride around with a revolver in their holster, they don't want the firing pin resting on a live bullet, so they leave one chamber empty at all times. And the firing pin
Yeah, because you
is
could
sitting
quite
through
literally
the
shoot it by
empty
doing
chamber.
this.
So you could like bump it, you could fall, and so when they pull it, and because these are all single action guns, single action revolvers are revolvers that you have to physically pull the hammer back for it to lock, for the cylinder to turn, and then it's ready to fire. Double action is where you just pull out and bam, bam, bam,
Because
bam,
if
bam, bam, bam.
when you on the trigger pull in a dual action, it will cock
And
do the cylinder
at the same
motion.
time. So
Here you have to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
physically. That's
So-
why you're fanning the hammer, right?
So
Duh,
when he, as a cowboy or as anyone who's carrying a weapon,
And he had just entered the house on a horse, mind
so he ideally should have only had 5 shots in
shots.
his revolver, pulled it out. When he cocks it, it goes to the first live chamber and then pop, pop, pop. The other guy, because he was at home, he could have loaded 6, left it on his nightstand, and like, oh, wake up, oh
good
shit, someone's
point.
here to kill me.
It's a very good
So
point.
I saw that and I was like, that was just something that like, because all professional cowboy shooters, actual people from that time, no one was walking around with 6
6
shots.
bullets.
Anytime you'd load 6 is when you were already in a gunfight, and now it's just like we're just ready to
So I
fight.
didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
What I love is the opening shot of how they show that when Jeremy Renner's character walks in and the other guy on the bed, they're shooting at each other. It's really difficult to make good, solid shots, even though they're really close to each other. So it sets the premise that this is tough. It's not easy. These are experienced gunfighters. They've probably been doing it for a while. They're outlaws. They know their way around a weapon. and then you see Robert Ford's character, and he's just standing there, and he's terrified, and he's holding the gun, and he's shaking, he doesn't know what to do.
Right.
And I love they're setting this up throughout the movie where Robert Ford is just trying to encompass Jesse James, and
Right.
we see the coldness that Jesse James, like he has those moments where he just that coldness comes on his face, and you've mentioned where his eyes, and we see that for a very split second in Robert Ford, where out of nowhere he's panicking, he doesn't know what to do, and then all of a sudden, before Jeremy Renner is about to execute Robert Ford's face just goes blank. The gun comes up. No thought, just gun comes up. Bang, headshot. And then the moment after the headshot, he goes back to being Robert Ford and he just starts panicking and he's like, what do I do? What do I do?
We're talking about the scene, which is that we watched that scene over and over.
Yeah.
And the face, the head, the body, everything. If it was an animation, that would be a frame that would not change. The only thing that would be animated would be the hand. The hand moved on its own. There was no conviction on his face. There was no determination. It was blank. It wasn't even cold. It was like out of focus almost. It was like he didn't know what to do.
Quality was out of focus.
And it was literally, he was just slumped. Literally slumped. And it was a loose hand that went up. And you could tell this arm was just like this. He was sitting like this, staring like this.
Bang.
Didn't even use a second hand. And right after the shot, when Renner falls, does the second hand come up and take the gun.
So what I like to think personally, as I was watching the movie, as someone who's not a film guy, I like to think of it as if the entire movie they've been trying to show how Robert Ford looks up to Jesse James and he tries to do everything. So he smokes the same cigars he smokes, he dresses the same, he's been reading his comic book since he was a kid. I would like to think that was Robert Ford's moment in the sun as Jesse, like for him that was like
in that moment he became the legend,
and you see
that Jesse tries to live up to.
And you see throughout the rest of the movie after that point, there's bits and pieces where he tries to be as cocky and as confident as Jesse James, but he can't pull it off because he isn't Jesse James.
Immediately reminded when Charlie, immediately after that scene, after what's his name, Woodhite is dead. Charlie is sitting at the dining table with his foot damaged, and he's like, well, we can't take him to this place, and his sister's like, why not? He goes, well, they'll arrest Bob. And you remember this?
And he smiles.
As he says, well, they're gonna arrest Bob.
Yeah.
If you have that scene, I want you to watch it very carefully.
Okay.
Bob's standing in the doorway, and he says, well, they'll arrest Bob. Bob's got his regular face, and they say, arrest Bob, and he goes,
As he's
so like they're setting up the fact that he wants to be as famous.
No, it was this moment where I realized to be a wanted criminal is a badge of honor. Like, wow, look at this guy, he's wanted. Look at me, I'm on a wanted poster. I'm somebody. I am wanted by the police.
Yeah. And
somebody's chasing me. I did something.
Yeah.
And he only smiles when he says, arrest Bob. The camera cuts to Bob beforehand, but Charlie's talking. Charlie says, well, they're obviously gonna arrest Bob, and Bob is blank, and he just smiles. It's a slight smile, and he just turns around, and immediately afterwards, as he's coming to the table, he spins the gun in his hand and sets it on the table. Also, another point that you made about the closer they are, the harder it is.
Yeah.
The execution of Ed Sullivan, what was his name?
Ed Miller.
Ed Miller. First of all, me and Hussain pointed out that Ed Miller looks like the roach guy from Men in Black.
The cockroach guy.
The cockroach guy from Men in Black.
He looks like Michael Shannon.
Okay, well.
He does look like Michael Shannon.
Oh my God, Michael Shannon
He
in
did.
the movie?
He did look like Michael Shannon. But at the point where Jesse enters his house, he looked so much like the roach guy because he looked so awful and he had the same type of clothing. Anyways, the execution of Ed Miller.
Wait, Ed Miller's when he went to that decrepit house.
Yeah. Ed Miller's.
And then he did the confessional for.
Okay, I saw that part. I think I missed his execution. I must have dozed off.
You must have
Yeah,
done
that's right before he goes up with Charlie.
Essentially, Ed Miller's. This is a point that you talked about where they're not in close range. Ed Miller's execution happens where Ed Miller's riding on a horse ahead of Jesse
Quite
James.
in front, like it's a couple of feet in front of him.
And Jesse James says, you go on ahead, I'll just be right there. And he lets Ed walk a few steps ahead. Then when he's ahead of him, not so close, he shoots him. Which brings up my point, which is being slightly farther away giving you better aim?
I mean, maybe not. Okay, maybe it's not giving you better aim, but it's because maybe in your... Okay, so another thing we have to take into account, when you fire a weapon and you're aiming down the sights, your weapon is sighted as a specific range. So a lot of times, so it's called zeroing a weapon. So you zero it at a certain range, and that can be whatever. Pistols usually are not zeroed very far off. Rifles are zeroed off at a certain range. So guns that don't have adjustable, especially these guns, like revolvers in that time didn't have adjustable sights. If it was sighted off for hypothetically 20 meters away,
Wow, that's pretty far.
okay, let's bring it back 10 meters away.
Okay.
And you aim at a point that's 10 meters away, where you're aiming is where the bullet's gonna hit. Anything closer, where you're aiming, the bullet's probably gonna go higher or lower, like
So more than
higher.
likely, that's what was happening in that scene.
Probably. I mean, again, when you're also that close, it's
point
really
blank.
not that hard. Yeah. So it's a thing.
I mean, they weren't that close. I mean, he's on a horse. He's on a horse. They're both
I'm talking
going
about the
across-
bedroom.
one,
I was
no,
talking
this
about
is
the
the bedroom.
bedroom.
Talking about the
Alright.
bedroom
But
scene.
so another thing is you have to understand a lot of these guys, because shooting's a big part. It's a big cultural
In their
thing.
culture, yeah.
So I think they're maybe more used to shooting slightly more to distance, hunting.
Oh, that's
sport,
true.
Sport
That's
shooting.
true. Okay. I mentioned earlier about a short tree casting a very tall shadow. Okay, let's look at the shadow first, and then we'll look at the tree.
Is this going to be a visual representation?
Where's Jim?
Oh
Where's
my God,
Jim?
this scene.
Where's
don't know,
Jim?
He's saying,
Where's
"Where's
Jim?
Jim?" He's asking
Where's
where
Jim?
Jim is,
Where's
and he
Jim?
won't let go of his
Where's
mouth.
Jim? Where's Jim? Where? You bastard!
I don't understand who this Jim character is. Do we ever see him? I don't think so.
Hold on.
You kept my mouth shut.
Oh, you guys can't even hear.
It's okay. I remember.
When he comes, so leave me
I
alone.
remember being.
Get off me,
slight-
son of a
let me-
bitch!
Just look. He's already left, but the camera stays here. So, it's up to interpretation, and then there's up to discussion. But there are so many points in this film where the legend takes the shadow, right? The shadow takes ahead of the tree itself. When like it over encompasses it, right? And then he has to live up to this name now, right? And I'm not gonna show you the tree itself yet, but I will show you another example of the shadow, and it's literally I think I named it here. The first time I was terrified. Sorry, the first time I was scared. That's my file name, and it's this part in the film.
Don't look good. Is your mic connected?
No, he did that on purpose.
Okay.
So we can hear.
I thought
He's
he
being
was
thoughtful.
No, I put it on. What are you guys?
$100,000 here, Dick.
God, that's so terrifying to see, right? Previously bonked.
You down on your
See,
knees.
these eyes are different.
Yeah.
See, these are.
That just looks like Brad Pitt. Let's be honest. Because at certain points, I forget. Like usually when an actor is a superstar, you
Right.
just see the actor,
Yeah.
and you forget that there's a character.
Yeah.
But here, this is one moment where I felt like, oh, that's Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
But when
Well,
we'll
it's
get
like,
this up, we'll get
like
this
so here's the thing. At that point, you see these eyes, and I'm like, alright, cool. He doesn't have that kind
shadow.
of existential dread right now.
up. Yeah, no, he's
Right?
enjoying this.
But you see it slowly come in.
Right after he says this.
You're gonna have to make me.
What a hard thing to
Now
say.
watch
by
his
the way.
eyes. See?
See, he's losing it. Sorry, the sound effects.
I know,
funny.
I
Yeah,
know.
I want to
This,
talk about
this
this.
when he
as well.
fixes the thing on his nose, right? But like, I feel like that's the mask when he fixes his
Putting
mask.
the mask
comes
back
up,
on. Get it?
and then watch. Look at his eyes, dude. He's making a choice right now. The myth, the shadow.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows that guy's probably already dead,
Yeah,
right?
but this, oh my god.
Don't shoot him! Don't shoot him!
Oh, dude. God, that's.
Can I just say something real quick?
Go ahead.
The southern accents and the weird the KKK mask just remind me of Django.
Don't tell me what I can and can't.
You're
do.
absolutely right, and I love you for that.
Don't shoot him!
Don't tell me what to do. But you look at his eyes; they come back to
come
normal.
He's actually relieved that somebody stopped him. Right? He didn't want to. He was like, oh, well, I gotta do it.
But then, speaking of relief,
Let's talk about
We
the
need to come back.
confessional.
no, we have to come back to what the aftermath of the child. We had the child. He was about to choke out Albert, and we've come to the beginning of the film.
Right.
And now I need to come back to right after what happened to the child. Jake just told him I fucking hate you. Censored that.
Beep.
And Jesse's crying.
Jesse's crying. Oh.
Dick is terrifying.
No, he doesn't know what's happening, dude. Like, this is the legend.
Yeah,
Yo,
he's
I-
crying.
He cried after he beaten a child.
Yeah, like he murdered 17 people, but he's crying after being a child. I don't get it, you know? That's what he's probably thinking.
But he's a father himself. I love how long it takes. And he just goes away. He doesn't say anything to Dick.
Yeah.
And he obviously brought Dick out to kill him.
Yeah, but he got caught up in the moment, and he just like, he stopped being the Jesse James for a second,
Yeah.
and he ran.
Look at that, dude.
That's pretty cool. The only reason Dick
Riding
Listen to
off
music,
into
the music.
sun.
Jesse was sick. And the first line being Jesse was sick, I love it. I love it. I love it, dude. I love it. Jesse was sick. Because inherently he was, right?
Yeah. Can we see the confessional again?
Okay.
The what?
So this then immediately comes into the confessional.
Oh,
Charlie.
So
Yeah.
I've clipped it in a way that he's already killed two Charlies already killed Ed Miller,
Yeah.
and now and now we see the mix, in my opinion, of
So he starts off in a very empathic. There's something that's weighing on my chest that I feel like I need to tell you, and he says that. I've been thinking about whether or not to tell you this.
listen this part.
Jesse shot and killed him.
Jesse shot and killed him. Jesse did?
Jesse did.
Question.
You.
You got it.
You got it.
You.
Now that's dialogue,
Absolute cinema.
His face. He's trying to hold back. He
But you can
does not
see the
want to-
eyes,
He did
right?
not want to do this.
Wait, I want to see the. I want to see the thing. I'm waiting for the thing.
He doesn't know what to say.
So you see, your cousin, he got off easy.
Your cousin got off easy, Albert, right?
He's trying to.
He's trying to rationalize.
Yeah, I made him
Trying to say,
squeal once or
listen, I'm-
twice myself. I'm just not as thorough as you are.
Here. Come here.
Okay, pause. Thanks. At this point, he remembers, dude. I've given him something.
Yeah.
Maybe I feel like he's a sociopath, in my opinion. Jesse's a sociopath, regardless of what he does. He's an inherent sociopath. But he did this confessional to tell him I killed Ed Miller, right? Maybe it's to get it off his chest. Maybe it's something. But at this point, he's been hammering Charlie about where Woods is, and then the shadow comes out, right?
My God, the eyes
You
are
Yeah.
swap with me.
deadly.
Oh my God, dude, that's scary,
He takes
man.
this
That
moment
is.
of where he's like empathic, and he manipulates it into, well, now you owe me something
Yeah.
because I've been vulnerable to you in a way, even though he probably wasn't deliberately or anything like that. But he realizes I've told him something I wasn't planning on, and he starts off with, "You sleep all right?" He was like, "I've been thinking about whether or not to tell you this," and it does start off as a empathic
Heart-to-heart.
cry for help in a way.
Yes.
Right? And he's trying to say, like, listen, I'm sorry for what Jesse did, and I'm glad Jesse didn't do worse things to your cousin. That's what he's saying. And then immediately Jesse shows up, and he's like, so, what are you going to tell me now?
God, it's scary. It's terrifying. But the thing is, at this point, right in the beginning of the film, I was about to say game, right in the beginning of the film, the Pinkertons caught a bunch of the gang 4 days after he left, right? He's paranoid, dude. Someone's a rat. He needs to find the rat. That's why he's constantly testing everyone. He tested Ed Miller. He goes like, "Why are you acting queer, dude?" Like, he was like, "Yo, he's testing him." It's like, I couldn't trust him. Jesse, the myth, could not let Ed Miller live. He was a liability.
Yeah.
He could not let Ed Miller live. Dick Little, he has ties with Wood. Right? I think that's what he said, right? That's when he looks at Casey Affleck's cock. I remember this. It was
Yeah,
just-
he's like, what a little squirrel got a big pecker.
oh my
Wow.
God, what a weird. Okay, you know what?
Weird guy.
He's also a pedophile. But when you go further, they're all scared of Jesse, inherently scared of him. But every single thing Jesse's doing, he's testing them constantly.
Start arranging the movie. You can-
There's two things I'm going to let you guys pick because I've already mentioned about Jesse doing tests, right? And this one helps
Do you
us
have any more
progress.
notes, by the way?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot going on.
1 second. I mean, just no one likes Bob. Like, it's not, everyone treats him like a little kid. Like, he walked in, like the
Yeah,
opening
yeah.
scene of the house. Like, when they walk into the house and he goes, howdy, howdy, and no one responds.
No one-
And I was just
Howdy!
like, and I was like, that's so sad. Like, I felt bad for him. Other than that, I don't really think I have.
There's my second to last one. This is long. This is like 2.5 minutes.
Oh my god. Wait, what? What's that?
Oh, but this.
Terrifying.
You were asleep during this, weren't
I
you?
was, but this.
So right, just because you don't know, this is
Before the
right
robbery.
near the end.
Yeah.
He was
Planning a robbery.
he's
with
doing.
them.
I don't even think that was real. It was just a test to see if these two would ever flake on him.
Maybe, yeah. I think that Charlie did suspect. He goes, "We're never gonna get to that bank." It's
Yeah.
not."
So this is just a test to see these two are the rats, and he's constantly putting them through the thing. And Robert, 10 seconds before Charlie walks in, goes like, "So what time exactly are we gonna
Oh,
be at the
yeah.
bank?"
Turn him in, right?
Yeah.
And he says something. What's his name? Jesse says something about like, "What do you don't need to know that kind of thing."
Yeah.
And
then you have
insinuates
this.
disloyalty. And Robert actually gets upset. Oscar. Bob gets upset, and he goes. He kind of angrily says to him, "What, you want me to put the hand on the Bible now and swear it?"
Yeah, yeah.
And he says it like that, and Jesse just freezes, and that's when
This
Charlie
walks
goes,
in.
"What, am I interrupting something? You guys having a little fight?"
Charlie,
And he
That's
goes, "I was
bad,
about to
yeah.
get angry, but kids."
Here we go. Now he's explaining it.
We'll walk into that bank just before noon.
Now he tells us.
Bob will move that cashier away from the shotgun that's under the counter. I'll creep up behind that cashier. And I'll cock his head back like so. And I'll say, how come an officer
Look at the eyes.
like you still sucking there with so many mining coffins? I'll say, how did you get to reach your 20th birthday without leaking out all of your clothes? And if I don't like his attitude, I will slit that Phil Doodle so deep he will flop on the floor like a fish.
That's fear.
I mean,
My
There
God,
it
what
is.
just happened?
My God, what just happened?
I think he like genuinely like blacks out. Like
The
he just
mask
doesn't
glitch, right?
realize.
Boy, I can hear your gears grinding.
This is scary, by the way.
I'm wondering, my gosh, what's next? What's happening to me? You precious behold, Bob. You were white as spit in a cotton field.
He got him. He got him.
I mean,
But-
Charlie's always been an ass kisser, but like,
Unpleasant.
See, that's why I say he's the only one who's not
Not
afraid.
afraid.
He's the only one who has the guts to
To
actually
say
say
it.
what he's feeling. Charlie's just an
BS,
ass kisser.
yeah.
Charlie's an ass
Charlie's a
kisser
yes man.
because Charlie's an ass kisser because he's afraid. He's like,
Yeah,
I don't
exactly. Everybody else is an ass kisser because they're afraid, but he isn't.
he'll speak his mind. Robert will speak his mind. But
Because,
then
and the reason for that is because he's like,
you can keep them laughing in the background.
you and I are so similar. I am you.
Yeah.
And then
I
early
wanna
on, there are
be
certain
you, yeah.
things. For example, when Jesse's having a bath, he goes, "I don't know if you want to be me. I don't know if you want to be like me or if you want to
Be me in the bathtub, yeah?
Yeah. So it's very obvious to everyone here that he thinks he's some hot shot
Yeah.
who can stand up to him.
want. Look now he's
This.
laughing.
Now they're all laughing, but you know they're just fake laughs. They're, but the mask.
He's back on.
He just realized what's happened. And like another test, right? And then all these two, they don't even say anything to each other. He slams the door. What the hell just happened? But then I
gotta
feel like
clip that
after
scene
this
in.
scene, then you can say that after
The
this scene,
closer he gets to the,
he starts getting paranoid.
he starts
with
getting
it.
more afraid. Even though Charlie's like, oh, he's losing it.
He's
like,
actually
having that
accepted it.
he has a breakdown the night before, where he's like, oh, we're gonna die, he's gonna kill us, and Bob relaxes.
God, we're
him.
gonna die.
Yeah, he basically relaxes him, says, everything's fine, you're imagining things, right?
Yeah.
And then they
Okay.
go back to bed.
So let's finish off because this episode's gotten on.
Yeah.
This is the last thing I want to show. Jesse's death. Obviously, we have
This I saw.
everything.
Because that's the whole movie is about, the assassination
He
of
knows.
Jesse James. But
So at this point, Jesse knows. Jesse knows. It's
yeah, 100%. That's why he
Does
takes
he?
the. I
What do you think
I
he takes
think
his
he
gun
doesn't.
belt
I
off?
don't think he knows. I think he just.
Listen, he goes up to the.
he.
I'm gonna need to- hold
I-
on, let's
I'll-
watch this
let's
clip,
watch
let's
the
watch the
scene
clip.
and then we'll dissect it.
The last thing he sees his daughter reciting this poem. He sees the shoe. It doesn't go louder. My computer sucks. But you see his daughter's shoe, the one that he was just playing with her, and it fell off because they were playing so vividly. Charlie's one step out of the door.
Ready to leave.
He was just one step out of the door. So he saw the look at that. The tension is palpable. You could
Right. Again,
can
I'm
taste
talking
it.
about. Whoa.
you can taste it in the air. You go, oh my god, there's tension.
Listen, I want to talk about how. Look at that! Listen
He's
to me.
scared,
Listen to me.
shitless.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. This is the reason they all realize they all come to the same page is because they see the newspaper where it says Dick Little's been arrested
And a confession has
and a
been made.
confession has been made. And that's the first time you see Bob actually
Lose it, dude.
lose his mask.
Yeah.
Because Bob might be terrified through the entire time, but he knows how to lie.
Okay.
He's a good liar.
We just proved that he wasn't earlier.
Robert Ford.
But he's got better. He gets
No,
better.
he
over the
gets
film.
better at it, right?
He gets better.
And to be honest, that thing when he says about Dick Little, I feel like that was an instigation.
He wanted.
Okay,
He
let's go
wanted
to
a fight,
okay.
right? So, the Dick Little being arrested in confession is, he's got nothing to say. He just says, he doesn't say anything when Jesse reads it out, and he just walks out the room really hurriedly. Jesse just watches. And Charlie he's silent and he goes like, oh, well, what do you know? Or something like that. And he also walks out of the room. And Jesse goes after them slowly. And he sees him standing at the doorway like this.
The other
and
guy
he
in the
sees-
rocking chair.
And he sees at the rocking chair hiding his face like this. That's when Jesse realizes.
Because it's too late, right? He's 1 foot out the door. He's looking out. He takes off. Neighbors might say something.
Guess I'll take my guns off. For fear the neighbors.
Look at his eyes, man. I keep telling you, you gotta look at his eyes.
Him saying I'm
Yeah,
going to
it's
take my
cheap.
guns off. Him saying I'm going to take my guns off is essentially him telling them, do what you have to do.
I love that. I like that. I like that.
Because they talk about throughout, and Ford, what's his
Look
name?
at that. That's
Bob Ford says
Piece
that
of
you
sh-
never take your guns off, and he shows while he's at the bathtub. Samne karo.
Yeah.
But look at that now.
Look, and it's when he sees his daughter, and he doesn't look at anything. He just looks at the picture.
Don't that picture look dusty?
He doesn't even see it. The fact that it's dusty or not.
He is basically going to stand there like a
Like a
firing
target,
squad.
yeah,
a target.
like a
firing squad
target.
This is
coming
my
at us.
assassination. He's
Right?
just set it up.
Yeah.
This is how I die.
Yeah.
Look, he's halfway out the door. Casey's thinking. Sorry, Bob's thinking. Bob's like, yo. But you remember that cold face you were talking about?
It's gonna come up for a second.
He goes to get his gun. But as an elder brother, you can see how he's an ass kisser since the beginning, right? How the way Charlie's been an ass kisser from the beginning. Now the tides have turned. Rob has the upper hand. But just to be on
Now,
the good
what-
side, on the winning
Jesse
side.
doesn't even do anything. He just looks at the picture.
He sees that he's
Look,
got his
Look,
gun
look,
ready.
this is what I'm mentioning. He knows which side's about to win. He switches. Right? This is like a flip-flopping ass kisser. He pulls it out first. He knows he's never gonna shoot him. He knows he's never gonna shoot him.
He does pull out the gun first and he aims.
He does a cock. These are single action. You mentioned this. These are single action.
There,
Immediate.
Wait.
And he sees the reflection.
He knows it's coming.
Shot on the neck.
No, head.
No, head.
Back of the head.
Oh, no, but you can see the wound was here.
No, back of the head. He was shot in the back of the
Yeah,
head.
no, but like when Mrs. Howard comes, she looks. I think I might be mistaken. But when she
how a wife is supposed to react
hold on,
finds her husband dead.
when she shows up, she can't even believe that
She
Bob
asked
would do
what
this.
happened.
She completely
She
bugged.
can't believe that anyone could actually outgun her husband.
I don't think it's that. I believe that even though Jesse was constantly look, he shot in the neck.
Maybe not in the neck, but I think back of the head and the blood's coming down. Because you don't, like, he'd
But the bullet
still...
would have gone through, dude. These are
No.
high grain, dude.
They're not, because, again, these are all black powder rounds because they're not...
They're not that strong to go out the other
So,
way.
we
I mean,
just
they
saw
could-
it with
I mean, they
also
could.
closer
So
distance.
again, there's no fixed rule about gun ballistics, but all these, because this entire movie was shot before
was
the
1882.
widespread use of smokeless powder, which is what we use currently, higher velocity, higher pressure. This is all black powder in casings. But like the whole point is maybe it doesn't go through.
I guess that's irrelevant where he got shot. What I'm saying is that Z trusted Bob. Z trusted Bob because she was like, "Did you do this?" She can't believe the fact that Bob would do this. Every time Jesse would test these two, right? I think he would tell his wife implicitly, and then would at least bring her mind to ease that they're at least in my house, right? These are some people that Jesse trusts. These are two people that Jesse trusts. No one. Who else has been into his house? Who else has been into this house?
I also still feel there's this whole thing about Jesse's fastest gun in the West, fastest this. No one can outgun Jesse James. Someone's just outgunned him.
Yeah, also she knows he never takes his guns off.
So visceral.
He just said that.
Here's what she asks. Listen to what she asked. And what his answer is.
No! Have you done this?
Have you done?
I swear to God, I didn't.
I swear to God I didn't.
It was an accident, see? Just went off accident.
He's shell shocked. I guess shell shock doesn't exist yet, but whatever. God, Brad Pitt's so good at being lifeless.
I think maybe we look at it from a different angle.
Okay.
Jesse, the legend of Jesse, he's the people say he's got 17 murders, but you don't know who he's murdered, right? You just know he's got 17 bodies on him. Now 18, including whoever else he killed. Robert's probably only got, this is his second death, but he capitalizes on this death. Like, he mints money off of it.
He's like an opportunist.
That's a sleazy,
guy.
like, even his brother begins to, like,
Dislike
him for that. And I think and every time someone challenges him, so even in
That's the cowardice. It's
so
like,
in
you
the
think
scene-
you're some big shot now?
Yeah. So like some guy was like, "Oh, you're a coward." And he's like, "Who called me a coward?" And he tries to prove he's not by getting into fist fights. I think that Jesse never had to prove he wasn't, because no one would mess with him. He has to constantly prove, because sometimes
He thought, he says this, he thought by the end there'd be applause, but he still has to, nobody's taking him seriously. Still he's a coward to
and
everyone.
that's the thing. Sometimes it's not, anyone can go commit a murder, anyone can kill, anyone can rob. It's the characteristic of who you are that defines, like,
Your stature, who you are as a person.
So it's like Jesse James had that, Robert Ford doesn't. Hence, yes, okay.
So we've exhausted everything that I have. We've gone on for like almost 2 hours now. I'm going to have a lot of work cutting this down, but questions and questions and questions. Major question one. I brought this up last time.
Yes.
You guys didn't understand the question, so I'm going to rephrase it this time around. We just watched a 2 hours and 40 minutes movie with a lot of details, a lot of layers, and a lot of story elements that's come up. From this movie in particular that we have watched, okay? Not in general. From this movie, what can people learn to incorporate
Into their movies?
into their storytelling, or visually or otherwise?
Don't make it slow.
No, you can
So you learned this from that. This is an incredibly long film. You don't want to make it slow.
I wouldn't.
I memean, if you're gonna make it slow,
If you're gonna make it a slow burner, have a short runtime. If you're gonna have a long runtime, don't make a slow burner.
It's like this guy, you fell asleep.
I mean, to be fair, I was watching it at 2 a.m. in the morning, and I'd been up 8 a.m. I woke up that day, so I mean, I was tired. But I think maybe what I took away from it is, I mean, I loved how it was filmed. I loved the acting. Again, the make or break of this film is acting. Like Brad Pitt was phenomenal. Guy who plays Robert Ford was. They did such a good job with what they needed to do.
Yeah.
Where I think if you had any other actor who lacked, it was going to be a really boring flop. Like no one was going to watch.
So pick your actors wisely, basically. Like there's nothing wrong with, if I can interpret from what you're saying, there's nothing wrong with broadening your horizons to new form actors, but be able to make sure they can achieve your vision and make sure
If your
that
actors are not engaging, and the whole film is carried on by an actor's engaging dialogue and all that,
Yes.
then you can't. Nobody's
If
gonna watch it.
Brad Pitt
The
was
only
a-
reason we managed to finish it is because we were interested in the characters.
If
And why are the
Brad-
characters interesting? Because of the writing and the acting.
Yeah, if Brad Pitt was a crap actor, no one would sit through 2.5 hours
agreed.
of just a. It would just be a really boring western.
Yeah.
It was Brad Pitt brought that like nuance, man, nuance.
Okay. On my end, I would say I'll bring it back up to the deaconizer. Oh my God, this guy dude dies. This guy was. We told you. Did you not change this chair out?
This is the third chair I brought in.
Oh my God.
Your office needs better chair in there.
So the reason I bring up the deaconizer is the deaconizer. The remember the chromatic aberration shots in the beginning. The only reason I bring it up was not the fact to show off that. Oh my God, I know this.
It was
The only reason-
definitely for that.
Yes, but it was the only reason I bring it up is the fact that it's something that we can learn about having a visual, vision, of like a vision for what your visuals should look like, right?
Yeah.
I want my visuals to look like this. It's not haphazard. You should not
Yeah.
be.
It has to serve
I'll figure it out when I show up on scene, and then we'll go from there. Pre-plan how you want your visuals to look, so you can have the best chance to execute what your director wants. Especially that's for as a cinematographer. You gotta pre-plan, dude. I know so many people that are like, I'll figure it out on the way there, and that's what sets apart people. Yeah, exactly, right. And that's what separates people. I know it's very generic, but Roger Deakins invented a technique for himself for this, right? And so, I'm not telling everyone you gotta figure out a new way to shoot. I'm telling you, you have to be deliberate in what you want. That deliberate is what changes. Yeah, that deliberateness is what changes from a movie to cinema. So, thank you guys for watching. We didn't actually pick. We didn't even pick what film are we gonna watch for next week.
Randomizer.
Okay. He has the end to watch. I have the Banshees of Inisherin, and you have and the Search for the Holy Grail. Monty Python Grail, because I'm not writing that entire title. Okay, boys. There's the wheel. Okay, here we go. Spin the wheel. What wins? What wins? What wins?
I can't even see what it says. Oh my God! It's Monty Python.
Oh, it's Monty Python.
Monty
It's
Python.
Monty Python. and Holy Grail.
Congrats, Mahir. Good choice. Dude, that was like right on the edge too. Okay, we're watching Monty Python and Search for the Holy Grail next week. See
that
you
should be
guys
fun.
then. If you have any comments about the movie, leave it in the comments.
I'd suggest our viewers watch the movies as well with us.
Yeah, so exactly. So if you leave a comment about what you think, you have a chance of getting featured in the next episode. I'll bring you in. I'll bring their comments in so they can have some other discussion points then. No, I wish. We can barely fit on this table. All right, thank you everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.